Hey, it's Mike Hambright with FlipNerd.com, and today I'm going to announce the 2014 Best FlipNerd Capital Tip on raising private money. Often, success as a real estate investor comes down to one's ability to find cost-effective and reliable capital to fund their deals. If you've had capital before or access to money and had it taken away when the market turned down, you understand what I'm talking about now. Corey Patterson is a master at raising private funds, and he's also the winner of the 2014 Best Flip Nerd Capital Tip on raising private money for sharing his knowledge with us and sharing it broadly with others across the country. Let's go ahead and watch Corey's tip right now.
OPM, other people's money. How do you get it, right? And the one thing with money is no one tells you how much they have. So what I found is a really cool way, and I raised my first $100,000 totally by accident, and this is why I know this works. So I met some people and I had some relationships, right? And the thing with relationships is when you start asking for money, that automatically turns people sour, right? They don't want to hear it because you're going to ask them to make a decision, right? And people don't want that. That's too much right in your face pressure. So what I found is I always ask them, who do they know, right? So for example, I played racquetball with this guy for years now. He's an older gentleman, 65, lives in a retirement community. And truly, I used to be his financial advisor, and I didn't think he had any extra money, right? And I knew where all his money was. It was all tied up in other investments. And so I truly was asking him for his help. And so the story goes like this. Hey, Carl, I know you live in this retirement community. You kind of seen what I've done. And if I had a presentation like it, I would explain it. Hey, I really want you to take a look at what I'm doing because I think you're the kind of person that knows other people in your neighborhood would love to make a pretty good return on their money. And Carl, I know if you don't understand it, no one else is going to. So can you just proof this for me and just see if it makes sense to you, And so Carl, I could probably, this is when I was doing single family fix and flips. Carl, I could probably pay you around 12% rate of return and lock it up with a piece of property and give you a note and deed of trust so you'd have collateral. And so, I said, so that'd be kind of cool. Make 12% on your money. He goes, yeah, that's great, and so he left and I thought, well, that was that. And the next day he calls me, he goes, hey, Corey, are you still wanting to do that 12%? And I said, yeah. And I was thinking, man, he found somebody.
Yeah.
He goes, Corey, well, you don't know this, but I've got a home equity line on my house that I get money at 3%. If you give me 12, I get to make a spread.
Right.
How much do you need, Corey? Carl, I need about $86,000. Yeah, no problem. Where do you want me to send it?
Wow.
And that was my first taste at raising private money. I'll always love Carl. I'm not going to give out his last name, but he is my Baja, Rushy mecca of money that gave me enough confidence. Because once I got that first piece, dude, it gave me, and then I could say I raised private money. And so then I created a private money program, which is your next step, to actually have a program on how you take people's money and you give them a rate of return. And then I use that booklet plus my credibility piece, which is all the things that I've done before. Those two pieces have made me, I've raised almost, probably $30 million of private money over the last 5-6 years. And the great thing about it is they don't ever want it back.
Yeah.
I mean, you give it back to them when they flip a deal, but they're like, hey, where's the next deal? I want to get in the next one. I like making that rate of return.
Great.
And, so there's a tip for you for raising private money. Just ask people if they would take a look at what you're doing because you want their advice. You want to make sure that, you want them to critique you. And that, because really it's made for them.
Right.
But they don't know it yet. And they'll discover it. And when they discover it and it's their idea, man, that's huge. And the other little tip that's a caveat on that is once you get that first private money from that first person, do what you say you're going to do, deliver him his money back, principal plus interest, and then you take all his friends out to dinner. and you buy, and you say, "This is my guy," and then he'll do all the rest of the talking. You just shut up.